Damon here with NLP Gym. Overcoming burnout. We've all suffered from it. We are engaged in something that we enjoy, or maybe it's work, and suddenly we just don't have a feel for it anymore. In work, it's pretty obvious. If you're working, even if you enjoy your work, it gets old after a while. You're not feeling the same energy and enthusiasm for the work that you used to. This could be really perplexing, though, when you're doing something that you normally enjoy, and suddenly, without any explanation, you stop enjoying it. And this is what we refer to as burnout. So what's going on here is you're not recharging. And for a lot of people, so like a writer who's been working on a book for a long time, a lot of times right before they finish, they're so close, and suddenly they have all this resistance coming up. It usually means you're about to make a huge shift and a huge change, and you're about to maybe even make a transformation. And part of you is saying, well, I'm not sure if I want to do this. I'm not sure if I want to change or arrive at a new level of consciousness. Artistically, that happens a lot for when artists burn out. The other way is you're not getting the results that you want a lot of times. If you're in sales and you're working really hard, you're making a lot of calls, you're having a lot of appointments, and you're not getting the results, you're not getting the sales, you start to feel like it's pointless and it's worthless and hopeless, and then you can easily burn out that way. Either way, no matter what the burnout is from, it can be overcome, and one of the ways that you can start to look at burnout is, first of all, getting clear on whether or not you're an extrovert or an introvert. Now, these are meta programs, Introvert and Extravert. But they're also something you've probably heard before. I believe it was Carl Jung who coined these terms. And there's also a lot of inaccuracies about how people use these words. So a true extrovert is actually a pretty rare person. A true extrovert processes reality outside of themselves. They process reality by what they see and feel around them on the outside of who they are. Introverts tend to process reality from within. You know, you take in the information, you think about something, and your reality is really inside of you, and then you respond to your outside circumstances. Extroverts are not like that. Extroverts, everything is out there. They almost don't have an inner monologue. Of course they have one, but it's almost like they speak their inner monologue as it's happening. And this, again, is not an on-off sort of thing. It's not a black and white sort of thing. This is a spectrum. You can have extreme introverts, and then you can have people that are what they even call ambiverts. They're kind of in the middle, and then you have extroverts. I like to do public speaking. I like to be around people. I like to socialize. Even been known to approach strangers and introduce myself. And but I would definitely call myself an introvert. And how I know this is, if you ask yourself that question, where do you perceive reality, internally or externally? For some people, this is going to make a lot of sense, and they're going to instantly say, oh yes, I definitely do it internally, or I definitely do it externally. For some people, they're not sure. If you ask yourself that question and you're not really sure how you perceive reality, a good indication of how you recharge is, do you need to be around people and be socializing? Or do you need to be alone and do some activity like reading or working out? The introverts are going to need to be alone. They're going to need their alone time. The extroverts, they actually need to be around other people and recharge that way by socializing. I know I'm an introvert because socializing actually wears on me a bit. It takes up some of my energy to do that. And it doesn't necessarily mean it takes up a lot of my energy, but even to hang out with a friend, I feel like I'm having to use some energy to be with that person, entertain that person, or receive their conversation, or hold space for them, whatever I'm doing. The extrovert, this is actually going to recharge them. For me, and most introverts, though, I need to curl up on a couch and read a book, or I need to go exercise or do yoga by myself. So how do you overcome burnout? Well, first get clear if you're an extrovert or an introvert. Get clear on how you recharge. What's the best way for you? So if you know you're an extrovert and you know you recharge best by hanging out with friends, and this is not networking, this is not going to some business, social, or whatever, because then in a sense you're still working. This would have to be just for fun, hanging out with your friends. For the introvert, it would be spending time alone. If you make this a regular part of your schedule, most likely weekly would be best. Maybe it's once every 2 weeks or once every month. I would recommend more once a week. If you're the introvert, give yourself at least an hour a week of complete alone time when you're not working and you're doing something you enjoy. For the extrovert, spend at least an hour meeting with a friend or a group of friends and doing nothing but having a good time. If you do this consistently, more than likely you will never experience burnout if you're consistent about this. And if you do, there might be another issue going on, or maybe you need to do more recharging, because if you're working really hard, you might need more time to recharge, which would make perfect sense. So that's how to overcome burnout. That's the way that I do it best for me. That works best for me. And for most people, I've found this has helped and works for most people. As always, check out our website, nlp-gym.com. If you are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. You'll get regular updates on new videos, and follow us on Facebook for updates on new trainings and practice sessions. Take care.